Hey guys, I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I I've been meaning to, but also I've been kind of lagging on it. And you know how you always there's some times where you might intend to do something and you just kind of forget, right? Forget. But yeah, I figured I might as well just start. I think the biggest thing, as Nike says, just do it. And with where I am right now, I'm about to go into an appointment, but I had some time because I arrived early, and I wanted to start talking today about the law of process. Right? If you read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, if you've heard just a lot of personal development out there, they talk a lot about the law of process and how to go out there and how to move forward in certain ways. And for today, my process that I actually want to work on is doing a few more videos. And the reason why is because I wanna push myself. I want to get out there more. I want to be able to provide something that can hopefully help people and kind of like give something else too. So this is my law of process, and so my commitment in this one. I was talking to my coach, and my camera moved, and he said that, do something uncomfortable, and I said, all right, this is uncomfortable for me, so I'm gonna start here. So my commitment is to be doing 2 videos a week for a month and see how that feels. So total of 8 videos, and hopefully have a lot of good content in there too. So for this one, the law of process, I think the biggest part of going into it is when it comes to it comes to like where you feel like you're doing a lot. You're pushing, you're trying a lot of different things, and you just feel stuck, and it just sucks, right? Like I've been in that time, and I've had many of those moments myself, and you just got to start reflecting and thinking like, okay, well, where am I, right? What is the law of process that is going on right now in my life? And like there's a few things that you'll want to check. So especially in my own experience, the first thing is you got to check is, are you taking actions that are designed to move you forward? Okay, like taking actions that are designed to make you move forward. So are you kind of spinning your wheels? Are you working on a project and you're doing a lot of things that might be busy work? You might be getting a lot of busy work done but not getting actual work done. So you want to take a look at those actions and see, hey, like, am I actually using the law of process, right? If you're not doing anything, if you're doing certain things that don't go out there and move you forward in your business or in your career or in whatever project that you're working on, you're not using the law of process. You're just procrastinating, right? It's like me procrastinating to creating these videos. Same thing. You don't want to go out there and be stuck for so long that you look back in regret, right? So the biggest thing as well is if you identify there, what you got to do is you want to pause this video, get a piece of paper out, get your notepad out, and write down some immediate actions. Think to yourself, what are some actions I can do right in this next 30 minutes, this next minute, that can go out there and move the needle? It can move me forward in my work. Do I need to make a call? Do I need to go out there and fill out an application? Do I have to go out there and put out a video, right? Like, what do you need to do that will move your bottom line forward? And for a lot of people, especially if it comes to business, is what do you need to do right now that is an income generating action, right? Because let's say if you have your own business and you're trying to create a lot of cool content, you're trying to create a lot of different things that might go out there and redesign your website. I was stuck in that for a while, like just doing things that don't really create a bottom line for you. They might do it further on, but if you're not combining that with talking to a client, talking and presenting your package in terms of like maybe you're like a package that you're selling to somebody, are you selling it to them? Are you explaining it to people? Are you presenting it to people? So the biggest part is you have to be taking actions that move you forward. And that's how you can take advantage of the law of process. If you've already been doing that, perfect. All right, perfect. A lot of times you might be working at it and it doesn't break through yet. And you might be confused. You might be thinking, well, what do I got to do? Like, is the action not working? Is it that I'm taking the wrong actions? And sometimes you are. You have to evaluate and you have to look at them. But if you look at them, you look them over carefully and you find out, okay, I am taking the right actions. They should be moving me in the right direction. Then you gotta continue on. You have to move forward with it so that you can allow another law, right? The law of averages, if you've heard of, if you've studied Jim Rohn or anything like that. If you, in the Bible, right, the law of sowing and reaping. As you continue to take action, things will level out. You know, if you talk to 10, you might get 3. You might get 5. But whatever you get an average and you'll get a result. So you might just not have talked to enough people, right? Like, let's say you're trying to get out there and, I don't know, you're a personal trainer and you want to get a few clients. You talk to 2 people and they both said no, and you're like, well, that action doesn't work. It's just not enough people. You need a bigger average. You need a bigger amount of people to get a true average out of, and also to give a chance for people to say yes. Those people just might have not been in the looking zone. They might not be looking for your certain service, and you need to go out there and talk to those right people, right? So that is the law of process, right? Another thing too is to, in order to not get discouraged, to look back and see the things that you have accomplished in your life. And I'm sure you have some things, right? Reflect on them. Figure out what you did at those times that made it right, that made it work, and make sure that you're still doing them now. What really holds some people back in the law of process is that they might be really hot, like they're doing super well, they're on a hot streak, but the biggest thing about it is they get stuck because they stopped doing what worked and they're trying all these other different things. So you want to make sure that you're doing what works, but at the same time adding things to that, adding things up to that also work or that you're experimenting with. You never want to abandon that bread and butter, right? That process that works for you, whether it's calling clients, whether it's going out every day, whether it's meeting more people. You always want to continue that process that works for you, or else you're going to go out there and you're going to end up backsliding. You might forget where you come from, right? You might be doing all of these upper level things, but because you stopped pedaling, right? You stopped doing what worked, you'll find that you get stuck, right? It doesn't mean that at times, you know, what you were doing that worked is just not what you should be doing anymore. But if you get stuck, it's always important to evaluate and find out, is it true, right? Does it still work for me? Is it something else I could be doing? But when it comes to the law of process, just moving forward. You know, so that's the first of my videos. I want to go out there and create more of these. I mean, please comment. Let me know what I can do better, or what do you want to hear, and what do you want to see coming from this. I'll be happy to share more. Thanks for listening.